Hey guys, OGalbina here, bringing you guys our NCP Season 6, I believe, draft analysis. Yes, the NCP is back. If you guys haven't been around the channel for a long time, we actually won NCP Season 4. Didn't have a great Season 5, but we are an NCP champion, and I want to do it again. I really do, and I think we have the squad to do it. We have an awesome lineup this season, so I really want you to go check out all the coaches in the description below. If you're coming over from the draft stream, which I believe I hosted on YouTube, if not, I hosted on Twitch, but regardless... Hey, what's up again? But yeah, if you guys want to drop a like and subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. We're on our way to 1,000 subs, and if you want to help us out along that journey, I would really appreciate it if you did so. So, that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our pick. I believe we were pretty terrible. We were right in the middle of the draft. It might have been like pick 9, pick 10, something terrible. I guess I can kind of look at it on the side here. Something bad, regardless of where we went, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. It was pick 10. Regardless of where we go, though, my philosophy, especially with middle picks, is grab the best thing on the board and go from there. And we actually ended up getting like a pick 10 Garchomp, which in my opinion in a Galadex format probably shouldn't happen. I think this Pokemon is borderline top 5. Now, to be fair, we did allow some pretty, different stuff this season, namely Landorus, and Zamazenta, which obviously pushes Garchomp down the totem pole just a little bit in the terms of like top Pokemon, but this thing's obviously still amazing. Ground plus Dragon Stab is ridiculous. Swords Dancing Scale Shot sets are great, or just like SD Dragon Claw or Outrage can be really solid in some games where you don't want the weakness or the ability to miss a Scale Shot, but having that Pseudo Dragon Dance or Double Dance set is really clutch with Garchomp. It's an incredibly great rocker. It's very versatile too, whether it be Fat Chomp, Special Chomp, Mixed Chomp, DD set, Scarf, Band. It really can do a lot, and no matter what it's going to do its job well, provided you play well with it. So I love this Pokemon. I think it's great to build around. We had a good run in NCP Summer Slam with it. I've drafted a few other times as well, whether it be Garchomp or Mega Chomp. Both phenomenal Pokemon in the draft format, and a Pokemon I feel really comfortable in using myself. So I'm really excited to use this thing. Hopefully we can perform well with it, but I have no doubt we will, for sure. Next up, I grabbed a Pokemon I think that pairs really nicely with Garchomp and HEATRAN, giving it a great Ice Resist, as well as Fairy Resist to switch in and blow those, as well as pivoting in and really punishing those fat grasses that want to switch in on Garchomp's Ground Stab, and really punishing them with whether it be Magma Storms or Scarf or Specs Eruptions. This is a really phenomenal, reliable rocker. Stall Breaker Trend with like Magma Storm, Taunt, and like Toxic and Earth Power and Protect is going to be, really solid in a lot of matchups as well. So it really just punish a lot of things. It's a fire type that can very viably beat a lot of water types depending on, what they are and, how well they deal with Magma Storm taunt sets and things like that. So I love HEATRAN. It's another Pokemon, I'm really comfortable with using, and I think this is a great start to a draft. Garchomp, HEATRAN is great. In round 3, I really wanted to complete that Dragon Fairy Steel Core, and we end up grabbing a Fairy and SYLVEON, another Pokemon I'm really comfortable with. It keeps Garchomp and HEATRAN very healthy with Wish Passing. It also can Baton Pass in a sleep, provided we don't use stats with it. Pixelate Hyper Voices are never going to feel good. We have that, but in conjunction with like Psychic and Psych Shock, as well as Mystical Fire for great coverage for things that want to pivot in on Fairy Stab. We can Calm Mind Up, we can Heal Bell. Like I said, we can Baton Pass and Wish and do all those fun things. So a really fat Pokemon, really solid, and it pairs with Garchomp Tran really solidly, to be completely honest. It gives a good Dragon check as well, because HEATRAN, while it resists Dragon, most of them have Earthquake, and HEATRAN doesn't like those, unfortunately. So that's going to be our SYLVEON. Next up in round 4, and you can see we're kind of going rapid fire, because y'all know these Pokemon, you know what these do, I assume if you're here. Next up, though, we have our SCOLIPEDE, a Pokemon I love with Garchomp in particular, because it bullies fat grasses, and it gets up spikes, with which Garchomp and HEATRAN really appreciate. Being able to get up those spikes very freely in a lot of instances with its great speed tier in conjunction with speed boost is incredibly clutch. It can Swords Dance in like Mega Horn, Poison Jab, Earthquake, or Superpower through a lot of teams. Aqua Tail, whether that be. It could be like Focus Sash, Endeavor sets, which are really solid in conjunction with speed boost. It's great at getting up spikes. It's pretty much always going to get them up reliably, which is incredibly important as well. And yeah, just a general nuisance. I absolutely love SCOLIPEDE personally. And I think, in particular with Garchomp, it pairs really well because it beats the fat grasses and fairies that Garchomp may not like very much, which, again, really nice. And Great Breaker, or Wincon Cleaner, potentially, with like a Swords Dance behind it and things like that. Next up, we have our Jellicent rocket. Now, this isn't a team builder. Next up, we have our Jellicent, which is going to give us another great ice resist. It's going to give us our bulky water. It gives us the way to deal with good offensive fighting types, because Sylveon, a little bit more Spadef oriented, not the most bulky mon Fizz Def wise. So having a Jellicent is going to be nice to potentially deal with those things, minus the knockoffs that might come our way. But nice, fat, annoying mon. Appreciates the cleric support from Sylveon, has good recovery and recover and strength stat. Can set Trick Room if we really do end up needing it for other members on our team, but most of the time it's just going to throw out big skulls, Shadow Balls, Hexes, Toxics, get burns, and recover up, be a general nuisance. It gets Taunt as well, which is really solid too. So next up, I grab Celebi. If you look at my team, ground types are pretty scary. Celebi is going to give me a ground resist. It's also going to give me Stealth Rock, which is really clutch. My only two rockers right now were Garchomp and HEATRAN, and they're Pokemon that don't always want to run Stealth Rock. So Celebi is going to be great at that. It can U-turn around for momentum. It can Healing Wish up some of our other members, particularly Garchomp and HEATRAN, which I think is, again, really clutch, being able to get those things healthy. It can also Calm Mind and Nasty Plot and Swords Dance and things like that. So a Pokemon I've never really tried before. Oh, and it's also what do you call it? Stats Absorber in Natural Cure. So it's a Pokemon I've never really gotten to try before, but I've always wanted to, and I'm hoping it can kind of show up and show out this time. Next up, we have our Scrafty. This gives us a Dark type and a Ghost resist, which we did not have up to this point, really whatsoever, to be completely honest. But I'm glad we ended up grabbing Scrafty right here. A Pokemon that I believe was on our NCP Season 4 Championship team, as well as Sylveon and SCOLIPEDE, so, and Jellicent, I think, actually. Yeah, I think Jellicent was on our team, actually. So we have a lot of Season 4 returning champs here. Really ready to get that title. This Pokemon's great with an AV. It's great Breast Talk. It's great with, like, bulk up sets. Has 3 great abilities, and Shed Skin, Intim, and Moxie. Moxie not so much with Scrafty's tool set, just because it's so slow. But, what do you call it? Intim and Shed Skin are great abilities, whether it be a Status Absorber or that Intim Pivot. Those off big knockoffs. Dark plus Fighting is a great stab combination. Really outside of fairies, it can kind of hit everything and be a general nuisance overall. A knockoff is always just a very free button to click. Provided we also have great fairy checks and HEATRAN plus Scolipede. So I think Scrafty is going to be, you know, really solid here in kind of patching that ghost weakness that we do currently have. Next up, we grabbed Agent Leon. I wanted that elite speed tier, and Agent Leon gave it to me. It is double water, but this is a more offensive water. It's able to exert pressure on grasses that want to switch in on Garchomp, which is great. Force good U-turns for things on our team to come in and punish those mons, which is, again, great. And yeah, it's just a general nuisance for opposing teams to deal with. I like Inteleon. I think spec sets are demonic. I think, what do you call it? Focus energy sets can be really scary. It gets U-turn and Ice Beam, Snipe Shot, and Surf, and a bunch of cool options. So I think this Pokemon's going to be a lot of fun in conjunction with our offensive core there at the top. And again, it gives us a very solid speed tier. Next up, we grabbed Thundy T. Yes, we have a lot of points left over with how we drafted, and Thundy T gives me a great way of breaking through waters. Right now, I really only had Celebi to beat them, and now Thundy T is going to give me a more offensive option to do so. Really punishing those things. It gets Grass Knot for ground types, which is incredibly important in having an electric type, in my personal opinion. It is a bit clumpy with its speed tier, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. It can knock things off. It can Nasty Plot and Agility. It can defog if we really need to. It can U-turn and Volt Switch. Great Pokemon. Phenomenal Pokemon, in all honesty, and I'm really excited we got it here so late. Next up, MUNCHLAX. Big Munch. This is going to give us our Ghost immunity. Now, to be honest, I got this thing in 1 point, right? And I'm kind of wishing I grabbed Porygon instead, and I might actually just make that transaction here soon, because I don't see it as better than Porygon, which is unfortunate, but it's still a very solid Pokemon, really, with thick fat, as well as having what do you call it, that great bulk with an Eviolite. This thing can Rest Talk up. It can be mono curse test in certain matchups. It's obviously knock fodder, but every low tier NFE Pokemon really is. So I think in niche matchups it could definitely do some work. And then lastly, we have our SUDOWOODO. Our boy, this gives a really low tier rocker. Really fun mon. It has sturdy, so maybe like sturdy boot sets to stop us from losing to X Pokemon. You know, really just like 6-0ing us or something like that, so we don't have defensive counterplay, which I've done with Steelix before, so I guess this is a more scuffed version of that. Sucker Punch for priority. Maybe we set up Trick Room with something like Jellicent. We get into our SUDOWOODO. We click Banded Head Smash or something like that. It has fighting coverage and ground coverage as well, which is great. It has grass coverage and Wood Hammer as well, so it definitely has some fun options. It's not the best Pokemon in the world, I won't lie to you, but I'm hoping we get to bring it to a game or two, because I like SUDOWOODO a lot personally, so we'll see what we end up doing. But that's a squad. I hope you guys like it. I like it. I think there's some things that are kind of tough about it, but, you know, I think we can definitely patch it and, or, you know, kind of do our best with it at the very least and make playoffs and make a deep playoff run and stuff like that. So hopefully we can make another run for the championship. If you guys do enjoy the team, be sure to drop a like as well as subscribe to the channel. Comment down below what is your favorite member of our NCP team. And yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.